Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Shepherd's Adventure Run. Today we're going to be taking a look at the last episode for this collector's edition. There is a part 2, there are 4 more episodes after this, but this one pretty much ties up the story of our main protagonist quite neatly. It's actually a good bridge. It ties up between this protagonist and what will be the next protagonist for the series. But without further ado, let's explore episode number 4, Ancient Shadows. After escaping from his burial, David finds himself in the cellar of London's darkest slum, the Old Nickel Rookery. In his pocket, he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. Okay, there's a little bit of parsing error here. David walks through the misty streets following a strange man who seems to guide him. He learns the legend of the Simurgh, the king of birds. Following its trail through a dreamlike land of fog, David finally meets Alexandre. Alexandre? Let's just say Alexandre for now. Alexandre, a member of the secret group David and his friends had at school. Alexandre welcomes David and speaks of an entity called the Bird that has been calling them ever since the experiment they conducted back then. It's gonna be quite awkward. I keep referring to the Bird. There is no turning back. Oh, we're not controlling Jeremiah this time. I have made up my mind. So we've been restrained. I'm ready. There's no outlet here. Go on. Do it. Do it. Do it. It looks like our friend is really insistent in figuring all these things out. So I'm gonna skip this end. You know what? This is gonna be the last time we're gonna hear this opening song. It's a bit loud on my end, but it's still quite interesting. You know what? Let's skip it for now. If you get the collector's edition, they give you the soundtrack. If you bought the whole series back then, they also give you the soundtrack. Can you see all these stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long distant eras. Must be our friend Alexandre speaking. Look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower, from the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky. And even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world, as if it were the curtain of a theater. The veil separates the truth from the lie. The veil is a place, David, a place of mists. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. No kidding. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. Ooh, damn. You must find the door, as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it, and we will walk together beyond the mist. Meanwhile, I suppose you're wondering why I called you so urgently. I cannot deny it. Your letter was truly mysterious. I've been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of St. Gall? That's the boarding school. Why, yes, the tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How is all this connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he is one of the victims. Dear God! Are you telling me my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Herr Devitt was attacked, but survived. What happened to him then? It seems the criminal was caught by Herr Devitt in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to Devitt that he had done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr Devitt was hospitalized. The nurses report that he remained unconscious for an entire day. What was Devitt doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that both your patient and Mr. Beechworth spent a part of their youth together there. We can assume that Herr Devitt was investigating something. He believed he'd found a clue related to his friend's death. What was the cause of those awful deaths? No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I suspect you did not find Mr. Devitt in the hospital. Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there is a fundamental element whose role has not been yet revealed. Sorry about that. And what leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr Devitt, within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. Damn. And I'm pretty sure that unknown substance is not weed. It's not meth either. So, I'm sure this is the place. Alexandria's house must be just ahead. We can go back here, but... Dude, bring a light next time. Come on. Seriously? You go off in the middle of nowhere. Can't see what's up here. Oh wait, can see something there. The ancient castle of Pevensey rests in the distance. It was a garrison first built by the Romans, but was abandoned and has been a ruin ever since. Okay. I have no idea what's going on there, so we're... Okay, at least we've gone forward. There's a large iron bar latching the door. It's quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. Do I want to go in? You know what? I'm going back out. I can see a whole lot of nothing right here. I guess something could happen if I tried going in, but no thank you. It's latched. I can't open it from this side. And I guess I'm not tall enough that I can't reach it from the other side. Oh well. Main door it is. The house lights are on. Someone must be home. No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household that I'm an old friend who has come to visit. See? Opens nicely. Oh, I must have left in a hurry. I did not bring my coat and hat with me. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. Strange woman stares down at me, glaring with a silent reproach at my intrusion. Oh, we kinda need a light. A well-crafted grandfather clock that seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. There's someone upstairs. Should we explore down? No, let's just explore the upstairs. I don't know where it's leading me. The silhouette of a man bears a strong resemblance to Alexandria. Silhouette of a woman. The heck? Alexandria! There's a scribbled annotation in this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It's Jailatal, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist, inhabit the shadows of those who left. Start. Most really hate all these Cthulhu-esque names. The table holds nothing but a box with the description laudanum, to be taken in case of anxiety. It is empty. So, for friends and anxiety attack, no problem. A misty dock overlooks a grey ocean. Gulls wheel overhead. Alexandre, it's me, Devin. I'm sorry if I startled you. Is everything alright? Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Are you hurt? Can you stand? He's staring blankly at some distant point, as if he has not heard my question at all. You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what is happening here? He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I'd heard footsteps. Were they yours? Or is there someone else in this house? For a moment, I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he is unresponsive. Alexandre, please say something. I don't know what to do. I don't understand. Just what happened to him? Jeez. So I guess we're exploring the rest of the upper floor at this point. A figure of an angel facing the wall. A fine painting of the local Roman structures. They somehow seem more ancient in its depiction. The more I think of it, I remembered submitting some descriptions for this game back when this was still being developed episode by episode. I don't remember if any of mine ever made it. Well, I don't even remember what I wrote back then, so... It's heavy. A huge chest made of oak wood. There's a large iron hook inside. I'm taking the hook. There's a fragment of a diary under the hook. August 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures. I fear them stalking me in the darkness. I know it is not possible, but I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone. Their frozen paroxysms. With what diabolical art were those gestures conceived? An eternal movement, tension. An impossible struggle to get back the life they never had. I might place them outdoors in the greenhouse and let the mold devour them and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. Well, depending on which episode of Doctor Who you watch, you might be able to say that they can move. What's this? A camera tripod. Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. You can hardly distinguish anything. A basin with a copper drain. I'm guessing this is our puzzle element. A lamp is hanging from the ceiling. Its bulb casts an intense white light. It looks like some kind of red-tinted glass cover used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor. So this looks like a development room, so... yeah. Well, if I take it now, it'll be total darkness here. I need to find another light source first. Okay, we'll work on that. A glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide. Can I drink it? And no, can't. End the misery right there. The image of a couple wearing rat masks at a festival. It's a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. Okay, brace yourselves, information incoming. 3149, collodion for photography. collodion is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article, to which great value is attached, some supposing that to its peculiar composition belong the principal causes of failure or success. This is only in a degree true. 3151. To develop a positive image. This is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess chemicals. Causes of failure. I guess you would have read this one before. Oh well, I guess the papers are out of order. They would almost require a chapter by themselves. A long experience convinces us that 9 out of every 10 failures occur from a want of care, presence of dirt, negligence. One cannot be over nice, careful, or cleanly. The best results are always reward the most painstaking. If a mistake is made in the order specified in the formulae, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again. So there is an out if we make a mistake. An instrument whose workings are beyond my knowledge. So I guess we're gonna need the cyanide somehow. We'll explore the downstairs right after this. Probably looking for like a bus with his face turned around. It's starting to become a theme of sorts. Okay, it's the bus. A large envelope of black felt covered in dust and ashes. It's labeled with a warning: do not open it under white light. Sounds like our photo. A picture of an angel with a gentle face. This seems to be an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch has been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. So there's also a clock puzzle as well. The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movement of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. It's a letter. Dear Alexandre, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. There is no doubt that sometimes mere contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it would have never visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method that I have decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definite results, I'll write to you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Videte Neki Scat, June 8, 1887. Wait, did Anthony die? Pevensey Castle, but this painting, the garrison is not in ruins. A couple of old teacups sit on the table. One of them is full and still warm. Oh, somebody's here. Okay, we got a puzzle in our hands, alright. Looking over there. Oil lamp. And thank goodness I don't have to light it. Just some old bottles. Let's see if we can... A pantry with spices and ingredients. It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The last pages have been ripped off. October 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupre has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which it seems he shall not return anytime soon. Since the accident, I patiently take care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned towards the wall. What else can I do? October 13, 1887. The clockmaker just left. He has done such a good job. In the end, Mr. Dupre is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he has so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. This looks like the diary of a member of Alexandre's household. What happened to them? So, problems upon problems. So, we know we're missing this. No, that's cyanide. We're missing another chemical. This leads to the outside. So, I bet if I open this. Okay, so we can get out to the front that way. An ancient stone well. A rope hangs inside, disappearing into the darkness below. The rope has broken. I'll keep this end. So, but if I hook it to the rope, I can get the bucket. Within the mud and dirt, inside the bucket, there was a small bird of brass. A little brass bird. When shaken, it makes a noise as if there was something inside. So I think we have to install this as part of the clock puzzle. It looks like someone was buried here. I can't dig with my bare hands. I need something. It's part of the puzzle. Let's see. The cellar door is locked. I need a key to open it. It's probably inside the bird. I can also probably get the bulb at this point, so yeah, let's get that bulb now that we have a light source. There's also a question of anticipation. Gosh, I hate this. This is Jump Scare City. So we're essentially looking for a red bulb, or we're looking for a way to make this bulb red. Let's see. Let's go here. This pane looks as if it had been broken from the inside. Okay, that's comforting. Oh, it's that statue. A jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful. It's a powerful acid. I'm gonna take it anyway. What's this angel doing here, though? Did I just hear something as it moved? Nope, still there. I must have been imagining things. Jeez, this game's getting to me. Oh, the lamp, I can now see... What is this? Old ruins lay by the path. They seem to be Roman in style. What the hell? The corpse of a deer, its abdomen torn open. It looks recently dead. And this is where it gets disgusting, people. No, the bulb is grossly covered in blood. I don't know if that's how it works. And this is where we came from. We're not going out anymore. I'm pretty sure we just walked past the dead deer without knowing it. That was creepy. So I guess we're going to... Let's see if we can talk to our friend. He looks miles away. Nope, nothing to talk to him about. Can't present that. Can't end his life. Can't murder him. Okay. Wait. This cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece. The bird. And time is also sideways. The face of the clock has been turned. So we know the clocks are tied up, so let's first install this here. We'll get back to that later. We need to get back to the room also. But first, let's... Okay, so we know the cyanide is last because that only comes in a few drops. And congratulations, the room looks awfully red. So... Okay. Inside the envelope, there's a glass plate. One side's covered with an opaque substance. I placed it in the basin. The oil has caused a strong acidic reaction. I've applied the liquids in the correct order. All that remains is to rinse the plate. That's not so hard. An image is appearing on the plate. It's a photograph of Antony and Alexandre. What the? It looks like some kind of red tinted glass. The light bulb has exploded. The image is back in the frame. Jeez. That's a sucky jump scare. Still don't know how that works, but we now have... It's a photo of Antony and Alexandre and somebody else. You know what? If this keeps getting up like this, I'm gonna actually drink the cyanide myself. But before that, let's... Okay. No, not this letter. We need to read the other one. So, the cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. So, it's 6:15. 6:15, but it has to be 6:15 turned sideways. Alexandre, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It's you and our old friend Antony, and there's someone else blurred in the background. Who is the third figure? Does he mean something to you? The heck? The bird awaits. What? He's breathing heavily. He seems to be lacking air. And he's repeating the same thing over and over again. A piece of clockwork, a hand. So I guess we're going to solve the clock puzzle now. So first let's install the clock hand there. I only need to set the clock to the correct time. So 6:15, and we can only turn this hand. Oh gosh, wait. So 6:15. Okay, wait, that's past that. Also, it has to be 6:15 turned on its side, so it's 3 o'clock. The sound came from upstairs. Okay, we got it working. And I don't remember the sound effects. Dude. Shai Latal. He's having some kind of seizure. He's trembling out pure horror. The bird has burst out at a stroke. Now its beak is open. There was a key inside the bird. So I guess we're going downstairs. So thankfully, because of its episodic nature, linear puzzles like this are not a problem. But there's still the matter of the missing person and all that. Damn it. Yeah, the crows just flew away. Thanks for the notice. And yet another. A dusty carpet of ancient origin. And can't see that box. Mold and dust cover the portrait, making the subject indistinguishable. This piece of fine furniture has several drawers. Inside this one, there's a gardener's shovel. Okay, cabinet has a large stain of mold due to the high humidity of this atmosphere. I could keep going forward, or I could just dig up the box. Let's keep going forward. Let's see what's in. There are remains of a Roman mosaic behind this wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly. An ancient statue in poor condition. And they all look like they're facing away. Old ruins. It seems that they are part of the Roman settlement. Great. And this is the part that's in the picture, I think. A book written in a language unknown to me. There's a scrawled annotation written in English on one of the margins. This and no other is the function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something we didn't understand at the time. To accompany the mind to the proscenium of the big theater and there help us to look behind the curtain that separates the world of men from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. Will the hoopoe allow us to raise the curtain enough to walk off the stage and go beyond? Hoopoe is a kind of bird, right? Huge cage full of leftovers and dirt. Animals have been held captive here. Innumerable jars full of murky objects suspended in formaldehyde. Jars and test tubes. Everything is soaked in chemical residues and the air is filled with the smell of vinegar. Yeah, autopsy room. There's something behind that, but we're not getting to it just yet. A bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have developed fungi inside. Labeled bottles of lab equipment. I guess we're going to have to... We're going to have to go back. Jeez. So... Please don't tell me that I'm too feeble to dig this up. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Yes, you've been there. Let's open it. Oh wait, lock is very rusted, almost shattered. Vitriol is a powerful acid. There's the basket buried. The remains of a humanoid body, but with a grotesque animal aspect. Maybe a small ape. Has a collar with some engraved words on it. Old Mike. Skeletal fingers on the creature are clutching a rolled up canvas. Don't jump. It's a map of the stars, okay. Beside the corpse, there's a sheet of paper. Dear Alexandre, undoubtedly your methods are definitely stronger than mine. How do you manage to get results with such alacrity? On another note, my epiphany with the treatise of alchemy was not accidental. When examining the text closer, I have come to the conclusion that for a time, Raymundus Lully sought the same thing as we did. In this account, he describes a formula that he calls hoopoe. Yes, like the legendary bird. It closely resembles the serum with which we had worked so far, except for minor differences. It's a pity what you tell me about old Mike. I hope he gets better soon. Videte Nekiskat, July 2nd, 1887. And thank you for not jumping out at me. Oh god, that sounds like Alexandre. Alexandre! Oh, where'd he go and look at this? Damn it. Some diary pages on the wheelchair. The paper's ripped apart as if someone had stripped it off the book hastily. October 31st, 1891. I'm writing this in the light of my desk lamp, hoping to be able to remember it all when the birds finally sing and the sun's blessing dispels the dark shadows of the mine. During the whole afternoon, a strong wind hit the valley, so strong that it had cracked the larger branch of the old oak in the garden. I find it hard to get sleep during these nights, so I read a lot while accompanying the professor. I don't really know when exactly I fell asleep. I was awakened by the chill of the night, which was seeping through the open window. I looked outside and I saw him. The professor was miraculously awake. What was my joy to see him standing on the balcony, watching this valley with a true serene expression, enjoying the fresh and calm air right after the storm. I felt that a blessing had fallen upon this house, and for a moment, I felt immensely happy. I stared at him for a while without saying anything, being afraid of dispelling a vision I hadn't believed possible for a long time. And then, in the midst of the silence, I heard the sound that froze me in my seat and snatched all my calmness with such a terrible chill that I will never forget. A loud noise beside me, low-pitched as the drag of a slab. Mr. Alexandre snored. He was pleasantly sleeping in his bed. I've already made the decision. I'll leave this house. So his wife left him, existing outside. The statue is holding something. Starlight brings some brightness to the forest. It is part of the image. It's a lens mounted in a metal ring. Some strange symbols marking the surface. It's some kind of navigation map. Several constellations are marked. So Benev, Vega, and Altair. So we need to know where to place this crystal. Could there still be something upstairs here? Nothing here. I don't actually want to go in here. I'm gonna be so annoyed if it turns out that I have to go back in there. But that's okay for the time being. Don't. Hear the wind outside. And it's getting louder. I forgot to look at that tree. The bare branches of the tree stretching to the sky break the night in 1,000 pieces. How poetic. I guess we're going forward. This could be the only place that's left. Probably is. What was that? Sandre? Or Mr. Other Guy? It's open already. There's a mountain of compacted snow. Something dropped in. A narrow window in the ceiling of the vault. Some paper. There's a dark hole in the center of this room. It delves into the depths of the earth far beyond what I can see. I'm gonna need the rope. No, we're not gonna need the rope. And I don't think we need anything anymore. And you know what? Let's just go back inside. So quite normal. But what if I screw this one on here? Crystal fits perfectly in the telescope. So I need to get these 3 stars. No, I don't think this is the triangle I'm looking for. Yeah. I'm actually thinking it... Wait, I know it's this one. I'm certain... Okay, I clicked this one last time. Maybe it's this tree? You know what? Let's take a look at it again. Pretty sure no angel's looking behind my back. So I'll tear... So the second star here. So maybe one below. Vega should be in between 2 stars on the right. So... Probably this one. Definitely this one. And... No. This one, I think? Oh, I'm making mistakes here. It's in between 2, so I would assume it's this one. Yeah, say it's this one and this one. Okay, that's correct. Correct. This is the summer triangle. What's it? Okay. So, what now? A wooden secretary desk, beautifully carved. The flip top has no knob or lock, just some strange symbols. Oh gosh. Okay, so we have to repeat the summer triangle puzzle here. An open envelope with a letter inside it. Dear Alexandre, I'm terribly sorry about old Mike. Will you put him to rest in his favorite place? I guess he did. After weeks of unsuccessful attempts, I've managed to distill the alchemical formula based on the notes you sent me. Certainly, you're a master of this craft. The subject reacted to the serum as usual, rapidly entering into a state of waking sleep. Suddenly, the convulsions stopped, and since then, he has not been responding to any kind of stimulation. He has remained in this state for many days. My diagnosis is brain death, which should be our next step, Alexandre. I'm worried this could be the end of our research. Vedete ne Kiskia, August 23rd, 1887. So, I guess we're not going down until we get 2 horizontal, basically a not equal sign, a U and a H with a cross. So let's look for the cross H first. Not that way. That way. That one. And the not equal sign. Okay, good, no birds. There's a small cabinet with 2 slots for syringes. Only one of them remains. The voice again, it comes from the bottom of the pit. I guess we're going down. Alexandre! Alexandre! Dude, say something. Variety of surgical instruments and some jars with chemicals in them. There's a chair in the middle of the room. You can actually still get out, but we're not getting out this way. So, I guess that defeats the point. No point. We showed that to him already. Can't kill him at this point. This is what you asked me to search for, is it not, Alexandre? Am I right? Even though this is your house and you could have figured it out on your own? The last door. Jailatal. The last door. We can cross it together. What should I do? I'm waiting for you. Here in the mist. It's nearby. I can hear it. What is nearby? What do you hear? I hear the beating of its wings. It knows we are afraid. I am ready. Sit down. I'm not getting up. He's not talking. So this is basically what happened to us earlier. And so we end the first 4 Do you think that we will find any clue here about Devitt's whereabouts? Hey, this place looks familiar. The police must have taken almost everything, but we have no other leads to pursue. Hopefully they have overlooked something. Yeah, don't mind the record. What about this room? Oh, we never did open that door, did we? There's a sealed letter between this table and the wall. Looks like Herb Beechworth never sent it. I think it is best that you read it. Dearest Alexandre, so he has been talking to Anthony this whole time. Please, you must reflect on this. We do not yet know what we are dealing with. If you were to open the door, it may stay that way. An open way for whatever lives on the other side. Vedete ne kiskyat. I was about to say that was the end, but I guess it's not the end. We're still alive. We're still walking. Well, I guess this is the result of whatever we've been shot with. Please don't tell me the... Hey! Hey! Dude, get back here. Okay, it's automatic now, Ed. Oh dear. And the adventure continues in Season 2. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at one more extra. There's one extra we haven't seen yet. Basically, okay. You've been wondering, whatever happened to the guy that, that buried our friend Jeremiah? Francis Baldwin. After being certified of your guilt by a peer jury, we find you guilty of the wicked and violent murders of 14 innocent and sick people. 14 innocent and ill people, I guess. Because of this sentence, I'm hereby authorized to execute you at this very moment by hanging to death in the sight of God. Would you like to make a final statement before we proceed? Why will you say that I'm mad? You should have seen how mercifully I proceeded. With what love. I saved them. I released them. Now they are in a better place. Do you still believe I'm mad? Well, I guess we know what the answer to that one is. Well, that was actually a quirky bit. Man. But I can say that this entire series was what got me to love adventure games once again. Even though they didn't have to be that complex and all that, there were a lot of interesting. Basically, it's less about being clever, more about interacting with the story per se. I guess that's the legacy of The Last Door. It's the legacy of all the adventure. Well, not all the adventure games. Some adventure games back in the past, they had to be about the puzzles because, yeah, you were paying quite a huge, tidy sum for it. Here, not so much. But it's really more about the experience as well. Well, I kind of enjoyed this first half. We'll go through the next half in the coming weeks. Then I'm actually gonna be doing a different project as well with it, aside from this one. I'm gonna need to figure out how to get it working up and about, but it's quite interesting. So, well, that's it for this episode of Shepard's Adventure Run. If you liked what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. There will be another half of this. It will conclude this entire series. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again next time.